Hello guys, I heard your feedback for like how I should be doing these reaction videos. I'll be sure to try to pause from now on. I'll keep that in mind. I'll do my best. But today we're gonna go ahead and watch this one, Yunli, something about barefoot versus shoes. Hopefully this doesn't somehow make it on WikiFeet, huh? Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Captions on. Settings ready.
Introducing today's star, a girl known
Introduction.
for her charmingly insensitive nature.
Oh,
She
that's
may be
right.
young, but she's already experienced the highs and lows of life. Born into a renowned Xianzhou family of swordsmiths.
I actually forgot who this was. They introduced her before, right? I actually cannot recognize her unless I see the great sword. Like, I have to associate her with the great sword, or else I'm like, who? It's like I can't recognize her face, or apparently her feet, because that's the thing that they're going with. I don't know. Sword stands out more to me still. Maybe not so much after this.
Her father forged a cursed Heliobus sword, which resulted in a tragedy that claimed her parents' lives. Confronted with these drastic life changes,
So adorable,
she accepted
though.
them with grace and determination, dedicating herself to eliminating the
Tiny.
cursed swords and atoning for her father's sins. To date, she has successfully hunted down 312 cursed swords. Despite everything she's been through, she still maintains her innocent nature. She's
No, the cheeks. Wait, we need to go back and watch that again. Look at the chewing.
maintains her innocent nature.
Oh, that's so
She's outspoken,
cute.
Sometimes
That's so cute. But I like how she's like going after cursed swords and stuff. Like, I thought we were here talking about feet and stuff. Because, you know, up there it says barefoot versus shoes. But no, this is just solidifying the fact that, like, the great sword is what stands out.
to a fault, and she loves food, fun, and swords. Introducing the talented and radiant young swordmaster, Yunli. And
Is it
now,
just
let's
me, or
welcome
does she
today's guest, another talented swordmaster?
Hold up. Is it just me, or does she kinda look like Fuhua? Just a bit. Like, is it the hairstyle? Hold up. I need to go back again. Sorry, I keep going back now. Look at that. It's like the flames and everything too, and the way the color scheme. It's like a young Fuhua. Oh.
Now, let's welcome today's guest, another talented swordmaster, Xing. This episode is so
Xing.
full of expertise, feels like my presence is hardly needed.
Mr. Albert, you're always so modest. It's an honor for me to assist with commentating on sword moves, but in terms of hosting, you're
I don't like
absolutely the
Yangqing.
best.
Good. All youngsters raised by the
He's a
Xianzhou
brat.
generals are just so charming.
You're too kind.
Now let's learn more about Yunli. Yunli is a physical type character following the path of destruction who stands out from the crowd with her massive sword. Calling it a sword doesn't do it justice. It's huge, broad,
Yeah.
and heavy.
Look at that
It looks
thing.
more like a huge chunk of iron.
Yunli can effortlessly lift 1,000 pounds. Her strength is definitely impressive, but
See, I'm telling you. I am telling you. Like, even they're mentioning it. Like, despite the title sounding like sounding like clickbait right now, they're talking so much more about the sword. They're not even mentioning these things. You know?
when it comes to swordplay, it's not just about brute strength.
When using her basic attack, Yunli moves with her sword, dealing physical damage based on her attack to the target.
That looks so brutal.
When using her skill, Yunli charges her sword and throws it with great force, destroying a portion of her HP based on her attack, and deals a heavy blow, causing physical damage to the
Damn.
target and adjacent enemies based on her attack.
That enemy
sword can also be used as a
exploded.
boomerang.
Any normal person wouldn't, nor would a typical swordmaster. But considering old metal is sacrificing
That is
speed for
awesome.
inertia, it's a valid strategy, I guess.
Oh, metal?
That's the giant sword's name.
That's pretty appropriate.
That's pretty
Thanks
metal.
to Yunli's talent, she regenerates energy after getting hit and counters immediately. She swings old metal to hit the attacker and adjacent enemies, dealing physical damage based on her attack. That's what I call payback.
Yunli doesn't hold grudges. She's quick to resolve things. What I mean is, she's all about settling the score right away.
She's all
You
about
got
throwing
that
that sword
right.
at people.
When Yunli uses her ultimate, Yunli feigns retreat to gain parry. This taunts all enemies until the end of the next unit's turn.
Seems like this battle-ready stance is more powerful than the defensive one just now.
You know what this got me thinking of? It looks like a mix between I was gonna say March 7th, but no, it's closer to a mix of Clarin? Who's the one with the robot? I don't remember her name. I don't have her, so I can't remember her name. But I think it starts with a C. She has like white hair, red coat. But basically the gameplay of those two, of like the counter, right? But also has the taunt of the MC. I think it's both of those things combined, and that's what this character is. Seems pretty cool. And plus, it's like Path of Destruction, right? And that's the DPS one, highest DPS. I don't know if that's still a thing, or if that only was in the beginning. Let me know. Let me know. Yep, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. When Yunli is in a parry state and it's attacked, she removes parry and counters with Intuit Call. This not only deals physical damage to the enemy and adjacent targets based on her attack, but also hits a random enemy multiple times with physical damage based on her attack. If Yunli isn't attacked during the parry state, she will use Intuit Slash on the enemy when the parry state ends. Intuit Slash deals physical damage to a random enemy and their adjacent targets based on her attack. Both
Wait.
Intuit Call and Intuit
So which one would be
Slash are
better then?
considered as ultimate damage.
Yunli is great at using
Hold up.
old
I need
metal's weight to turn
need them to say that again, because I don't know which one would be encouraged more than
Slash deals physical damage to a random enemy and their adjacent
a bit
based on
further
her
back.
attack, but also hits a random enemy multiple times. with
Okay, that's
physical
when
damage
you hit.
based on her attack.
That's when she
If
gets
Yunli
hit.
isn't attacked during the parry state, she will use Intuit Slash on the enemy when the parry state ends. Intuit Slash deals physical damage to a random enemy and their adjacent targets based on her attack. Both Intuit Call and Intuit Slash are considered as ultimate damage.
Yunli is great at using old metal's weight to turn defense into offense. This is completely
I guess the
opposite to
second
my
one is
style
just
of using
weaker.
a light sword.
You two have such distinct approaches to sword fighting. Now, I'm really curious. If you two dueled for a few rounds, who would win?
Obviously her.
Obviously me. But who can say for sure until we get in the ring?
Not taking the bait, huh? After unlocking a specific trace, while Yunli is in the parry state, she can reduce incoming damage by a certain percentage and resist crowd control debuffs.
If you're serious about practicing defensive counters, then
That's
you
actually
need to
awesome.
Be as prepared as Yunli.
I hate crowd control.
After Yunli uses her technique, she gains ward for a certain duration. If she is attacked or actively attacks during this period, she will instantly use Intuit Call on a random enemy with boosted damage.
That poor
I
enemy.
read about this move in a book. It focuses on countering rather than speed.
That sword is way too heavy. I'm not surprised it can't move quickly.
I once suggested she lighten her sword a bit. She told me I didn't
What are you
appreciate
talking about? She just threw it. She doesn't need a light. Well, actually, I wonder how fast she would be if she took a lighter sword. If she can throw that one, imagine if she had like a sword like Yangshin's or something. Or just imagine that speed. She would break the sound barrier with a swing. Actually, I'm pretty sure almost all the characters do already. She'll swing at the speed of light.
the sword's personality. So she said she was going to rescue the swords in my collection.
Rescue.
In conclusion,
Oh yeah,
as a
'cause swords
character
have
following the
spirits.
path of destruction, Yunli's core mechanic lies in her 3 counterattacks: her talent counter, Intuit Slash, and Intuit Call. The last is the strongest of the 3, so it makes sense in real combat situations to ensure Yunli is attacked before her ultimate.
Okay, that's what I thought.
In order to trigger Intuit
I was
Call
right.
and enhance her team's
I was right,
overall
guys.
damage.
I was right for once.
Now let's dive into some real combat to gain a deeper understanding of how to trigger Intuit Call. Malefic Ape strikes first, targeting Yunli. She immediately counters fully charging her ultimate's energy. Note that our allies
No, you.
and then the enemy will take their actions first. Although Yunli is ready to use her ultimate, its timing will significantly impact its damage output. If Yunli immediately uses her ultimate and enters the parry state with an ally acting next, Yunli will trigger into its slash.
Oh.
Even though two enemies take a heavy hit, they still manage to stand their ground.
Huh.
If Yunli bides her time and waits for the Trailblazer to use their skill and attack Malefic Ape, she can time her ultimate to enter the parry state just before the abundant sprite Golden Hound makes a move. Then the Golden Hound will attack Yunli during parry, triggering her.
I'm hoping this will still work with the auto combat. Because I don't want to have to actually do the fight unless it's like part of the main progression of the story, like those bosses. That's when it's fun. Or when it gets really hard. But like for like regular fights where you're just like trying to grind the materials and stuff, I'm hoping I don't have to do that because that would be a pain.
Her devastating into a cold. Unable to withstand old Metal's ferocity, the Hound is first to leave the battlefield. Seeing the tide turn, Malefic Ape decides to strike first. However, Yunli uses her ultimate to parry again.
Rawr, I'm a
Gets up in
monkey.
time and attacks Yunli, triggering into a cold for the second time. Old Metal doesn't hesitate, taking Malefic Ape out of the game immediately.
I kind of want her as a character. That's actually pretty cool.
We're out and about. Don't provoke any sword masters, especially little ones who don't wear any shoes.
As long as I'm around,
He
you'll be
mentioned it.
perfectly safe.
No, that's reassuring. You know, if you two took on an apprentice, I bet one of you would train him hard, while the other would look after them, right?
When it comes to mentoring, I'm actually really worried.
Worried Yunli is gonna be too hard on them?
Too lazy,
The
more
main worry
like.
is that our training styles clash.
Clash? How so?
Yunli wants the apprentice to do 50 sets of strength exercises
Oh
and
my.
run 3 miles every day.
I see where this is going. Because Yanqing's, like, he does, like, the graceful movements and stuff, right? For his sword play. While hers, it's more, like, all strength and, like, power. So, like, throwing the sword and everything. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's how it would clash. One is more dexterity, while the other one's more strength.
I prefer 10 sets of strength exercises and 15 miles of cardio. Neither of us can convince the other. Our apprentice is arriving soon, and we haven't finalized our training plan.
So you both like to train hard. Well, why not meet halfway and combine your training techniques?
Mr. Albert, you're absolutely right.
They would become the
We'll
master
get the apprentice
swordsman.
to do 50 sets of strength exercises and run 15 miles
Oh,
every
no.
day.
That poor apprentice really has it rough.
Who is the apprentice? I mean, they probably don't even have one yet, huh? Man, I like this trailer. It's not too hype, right? I don't know how to explain it, but the character design is great. The title is a bit odd because it was more about her sword than anything, just like I thought, which I feel like people got on me for you know, seeing more of the sword than anything else, but apparently it's canon. We're just gonna put it on the sword. But yeah, what did you guys think? I went ahead and changed my approach to the reaction video because I heard your guys' feedback. Despite that, also, I will still obviously mumble and all that. I'm doing everything live, no edits. So, some words are gonna seem odd compared to others, and I do hope you still will be able to understand what I'm trying to say. It's always hard to end a video, huh? But yeah, this is a good character. If I had to rate her from just first impressions of like the showcase, is that what this is? I would have to give her, like, not even by preference really, but just more like if I had to put design and like gameplay and everything, I'd have to give her an 8 out of 10. just for the fact that like she's destruction, right? But also she's physical damage. Doesn't her abilities kind of look like flames? And like you'll also notice in the clips, like there's fire, the theme of fire, quite literally fire. So it's like, what do you mean physical? It's kind of odd to me, to be honest. It would have been cool if they did like dual wielding element though. That'd be pretty interesting, huh? That'd be a new take on how to use characters. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, let me know. Also, let me know if what you guys think about me pausing it and all that. Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys next time with more Honkai Star Rail.